Have you ever felt like a puzzle piece that just doesn't fit? Like you're walking through life wearing shoes that aren't quite your size? We've all been there, feeling a bit lost, a bit out of place. But what if I told you that the key to finding your way, to stepping into shoes that fit just right, is already within you? It's all about aligning with your soul. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aligning with my soul? Sounds pretty out there. But stick with me, because this idea is simpler and more powerful than you might think. It's not about chanting mantras on a mountaintop or giving up all your worldly possessions. It's about tuning in to the deepest part of yourself, the part that knows exactly who you are and what you're meant to do in this world. Think about it like this. Have you ever tried to drive a car with wheels that aren't aligned properly? It's a struggle, right? The car pulls to one side. You have to grip the steering wheel tightly just to go straight, and it's exhausting. That's what life feels like when you're not aligned with your soul. You're constantly fighting against yourself, trying to force things to work, and wondering why everything feels so hard. But when those wheels are aligned, suddenly, driving becomes effortless. The car glides smoothly down the road, responding to the gentlest touch. That's what life can be like when you're in alignment with your soul. Things start to flow. Opportunities appear. You feel a sense of ease and rightness in your choices. Now, let's talk about why this matters so much. Because here's the thing. If you don't connect with your true self, if you keep ignoring that quiet voice inside that's trying to guide you, you might spend your whole life feeling like something's missing. You know that nagging feeling that you're meant for something more, but you just can't put your finger on what it is? That's your soul trying to get your attention. Imagine going through your entire life feeling like you're wearing a mask, playing a role that doesn't quite fit. Maybe you chose a career because it was practical, not because it lit you up inside. Or you've been making choices based on what others expect of you, not what feels right in your heart. This kind of misalignment doesn't just make you unhappy. It can lead to a deep sense of regret. I've seen it happen. People reach their golden years and look back with a heavy heart, wondering, what if I had followed my dreams? What if I had listened to my gut instead of always playing it safe? The stakes of not aligning with your soul are high. It's not just about missing out on happiness in the moment. It's about potentially missing out on the life you were meant to live. But here's the good news. It's never too late to start listening to your soul. And when you do, when you start making choices that align with your true self, everything changes. Suddenly, life has more color, more meaning. You feel more energized, more purposeful. It's like finally finding the right key for a lock you've been struggling with for years. So, what exactly do we mean by aligning with your soul? Let's break it down in simple terms. Think of your soul as the deepest, truest part of you. It's the part that knows what makes you come alive, what your unique gifts are, and what you're here to do in this world. Aligning with your soul means living in a way that honors this inner wisdom. It's about making choices that feel right on a gut level, not just because they look good on paper. It's about pursuing the things that light you up inside, even if they don't make sense to everyone else. Soul alignment is when your outer life, your job, your relationships, your daily actions matches up with your inner truth. Now, this doesn't mean your life will suddenly become perfect or easy, but it does mean that even when things get tough, you'll have a sense of being on the right path. You'll feel a deep down rightness about your direction in life. Here's where it gets really interesting. When you align with your soul, you naturally start to uncover your purpose. Now, don't worry. I'm not talking about having to discover some grand, world-changing mission, though that might happen. Your purpose can be as simple as bringing more kindness into the world, or using your creativity to make people smile. The key is that when you're aligned with your soul, your purpose starts to reveal itself organically. You'll find yourself drawn to certain activities or causes. You'll notice patterns in what brings you joy and what you're naturally good at. It's like your soul has been trying to nudge you in this direction all along. And now that you're listening, the path becomes clearer. Think about it like this. Have you ever met someone who just seems to be in their element? They're doing work they love. Their eyes light up when they talk about it, and they seem to have an endless well of energy for it. That's what it looks like when someone is aligned with their soul and living their purpose. And the amazing thing is, this isn't reserved for a lucky few. This kind of alignment is possible for everyone, including you. Now, aligning with your soul isn't a one-time event. It's more like a journey of self-discovery. It's about getting to know yourself on a deeper level, peeling back the layers of expectations, shoulds, and shouldn'ts that you've accumulated over the years. This journey might involve revisiting old dreams you've set aside. Maybe you always wanted to write a book, or start a community garden, or learn to paint. These long-held desires are often clues from your soul about what truly matters to you. It might also involve questioning some of the choices you've made. Are you in a job that drains you? A relationship that doesn't feel right? These areas of discontent are often signposts, showing you where you're out of alignment and nudging you towards change. Remember, this isn't about judgment. We all make choices for complex reasons, and every experience teaches us something. The point is to start listening to yourself now, to start making choices that align more closely with who you really are and who you want to become. As you embark on this journey of alignment, you might find that some people in your life don't understand. That's okay. This is your path, and only you can walk it. Trust that as you align more closely with your soul, you'll naturally attract people and opportunities that support your true self. Here's something beautiful about aligning with your soul. It doesn't just change your life, it can change the lives of those around you. When you're living in alignment, you become a beacon of authenticity. You inspire others to listen to their own inner wisdom, to pursue their own dreams. Think about someone who's inspired you in your life. Chances are, they weren't following a conventional path. They were likely someone who had the courage to be true to themselves, to pursue what mattered to them even if it wasn't the easy choice. That's the power of soul alignment. It creates a ripple effect of authenticity and courage. Moreover, when you're aligned with your soul, you're able to give your unique gifts to the world more fully. Maybe you have a talent for making people feel heard and understood. Or perhaps you have a knack for solving complex problems. When you're in alignment, these gifts flow more freely, and the world benefits. So, how do you start this journey of aligning with your soul? It begins with listening. Listening to that quiet voice inside that often gets drowned out by the noise of daily life. This might mean carving out some quiet time for yourself each day. Even just a few minutes can make a difference. Try this. Find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. Then ask yourself, what do I really want? What makes me feel alive? Don't censor your answers. Let whatever comes up, come up. You might be surprised by what you discover. Another powerful practice is to pay attention to your energy. Notice what activities drain you and which ones energize you. What kinds of conversations leave you feeling inspired? What kinds of work make you lose track of time? These are all clues from your soul about what truly matters to you. Journaling can be a fantastic tool for this kind of self-discovery. Try writing freely for a few minutes each day without worrying about grammar or making sense. Over time, you might start to see patterns emerge, recurring dreams, persistent longings, or repeated themes. These can be powerful indicators of what your soul is calling you towards. Now, I won't sugarcoat it. This journey of alignment can be scary at times. You might find yourself wanting to make changes in your life that feel risky. The voice of fear might pipe up, telling you to play it safe, to stick with what you know. This is normal. In fact, if you're feeling a bit scared, it often means you're on the right track. Growth and comfort rarely go hand in hand. The key is to acknowledge the fear, thank it for trying to protect you, and then gently move forward anyway. Remember, aligning with your soul doesn't mean you have to make drastic changes overnight. It's okay to start small. Maybe it's taking an art class you've always been curious about, or having a heartfelt conversation with a loved one about your dreams. Each small step in the direction of your truth builds momentum. And here's a secret. The more you listen to your soul, the more you'll trust it. It's like building a muscle. At first, it might feel wobbly and uncertain. But the more you practice, the stronger and more confident you'll become in following your inner guidance. As you continue on this path of alignment, you'll likely find that your intuition, that gut feeling that guides you, becomes stronger. Intuition is like the voice of your soul, offering guidance that goes beyond logical reasoning. Have you ever had a strong feeling about something that you couldn't explain? Maybe you felt drawn to a particular place, or you had a hunch about a decision that turned out to be right. That's your intuition at work. Learning to trust your intuition is a key part of aligning with your soul. It might mean sometimes making choices that don't make sense on paper but feel deeply right to you. It's about balancing your rational mind with your inner knowing. To strengthen your intuition, try this. The next time you have a decision to make, pause and check in with your body. How does each option feel? Do you sense expansion or contraction, lightness or heaviness? Your body often knows the truth before your mind does. As you align more closely with your soul, you might find that some of your relationships start to shift. This is natural. Some people in your life will celebrate your growth and cheer you on. Others might feel uncomfortable with the changes they see in you. Remember, everyone is on their own journey. If some relationships start to feel out of alignment, it doesn't necessarily mean they're bad or need to end. It might simply mean that the relationship needs to evolve. Be patient with yourself and others during this process. Clear, compassionate communication is key. Share your journey with those close to you. Let them know what you're discovering about yourself. Invite them to share their own dreams and aspirations. You might be surprised. Your journey of alignment could inspire others to embark on their own path of self-discovery. And as you become more authentically you, you're likely to attract new relationships that resonate more closely with your true self. Aligning with your soul isn't a destination. It's an ongoing journey. Your soul will continue to evolve and grow, and what feels aligned today might shift in the future. That's okay. In fact, it's beautiful. It means you're alive, you're growing, you're evolving. The key is to stay open, to keep listening. Life will continue to offer you clues and opportunities for greater alignment. Sometimes these might come in the form of challenges or setbacks, but even these can be seen as invitations, chances to realign, to remember what truly matters to you. As you continue on this path, be kind to yourself. Celebrate the small victories. Notice the moments of synchronicity when things seem to fall into place effortlessly. These are signs that you're on the right track. And remember, there's no one right way to align with your soul. Your journey will be uniquely yours. Trust the process. Trust yourself. You have everything you need within you to live a life of purpose, meaning, and joy. The world needs people who are alive with purpose, who are in touch with their deepest truths. As you align with your soul, you become a force for good in the world, simply by being your authentic self. So take that first step. Listen to the whisper of your soul. Your journey to alignment begins now. Let's talk about something we've all experienced but might not have had the words for. The feeling of being out of sync with ourselves. You know those days when you wake up and everything feels off? Like you're going through the motions, but your heart's not in it? These are often signs that you're not aligned with your soul. One of the most common signs is feeling constantly tired. And I'm not talking about the kind of tired that a good night's sleep can fix. This is a bone-deep weariness that persists no matter how much rest you get. It's like your energy is being drained by simply existing. When you're out of alignment, even simple tasks can feel exhausting because you're constantly fighting against your true nature. Another big red flag is a lack of passion. Remember when you were a kid, and you'd get so excited about things that you couldn't sit still? That spark, that enthusiasm for life. It doesn't have to disappear as we grow up. If you find yourself feeling meh about everything, if nothing really excites you anymore, it might be a sign that you're not living in alignment with your soul's desires. Then there's the comparison trap. We all fall into it sometimes. But when you're constantly measuring your life against others, when you're always thinking, why don't I have what they have? Or, why can't I be more like them? That's a clear sign of misalignment. Your soul doesn't want you to be like anyone else. It wants you to be uniquely, authentically you. Lastly, pay attention to that nagging feeling that something's missing. It's like having an itch you can't scratch. You might have all the trappings of a successful life, a good job, a nice home, loving relationships, but still feel unfulfilled. This emptiness is often your soul's way of telling you that you've wandered off your true path. Now, let's paint a picture of what life can look like when you're in alignment with your soul. It's not about everything being perfect. Life will always have its ups and downs. But there's a fundamental shift in how you experience the world. First off, you'll likely notice a surge in energy. When you're doing what you're meant to do, it's like tapping into a wellspring of vitality. You know those people who seem to have boundless enthusiasm for their work or hobbies. That's often because they're in alignment. They're not draining their energy fighting against their nature. Instead, they're energized by expressing their true selves. Another beautiful aspect of alignment is the sense of clarity it brings. Decision-making becomes easier because you have a strong inner compass guiding you. You'll find yourself naturally drawn towards experiences and opportunities that resonate with your true self. And you'll have an easier time saying no to things that don't align with your values and goals. Relationships often improve when you're in alignment too. As you become more authentic, you naturally attract people who appreciate the real you. Your connections become deeper and more meaningful. You might find that you're more patient, more understanding, and better able to communicate your needs and boundaries. There's also a profound sense of purpose that comes with alignment. This doesn't mean you'll suddenly have all the answers or know exactly what you're meant to do with your life. But you'll have a sense of being on the right path, of moving in a direction that feels true to you. This purpose acts like a North Star, guiding you even through difficult times. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, alignment brings a deep sense of peace. It's a feeling of being at home in yourself, of knowing that you're living in accordance with your values and desires. This inner peace doesn't mean you'll never face challenges or feel upset, but it provides a solid foundation that helps you navigate life's storms with more grace and resilience. So, how do we begin this journey towards alignment? The first crucial step is self-reflection. In our busy, noisy world, it's all too easy to lose touch with ourselves. We're constantly bombarded with input from others, social media, news, friends, family, and it can drown out our own inner voice. That's why carving out time for quiet self-reflection is so important. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I don't have time for that. But here's the thing. Even a few minutes of intentional self-reflection each day can make a huge difference. It's about quality, not quantity. You don't need to meditate for hours on a mountaintop, though if that's your thing, go for it. You just need to create a little space in your day to check in with yourself. One simple way to start is with a daily journaling practice. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes each day to write freely. Don't worry about grammar or making sense. Just let your thoughts flow onto the page. Ask yourself questions like, what brought me joy today? What drained my energy? What am I longing for? Over time, you might start to notice patterns emerging, clues about what truly matters to you. Another powerful tool for self-reflection is meditation. Now, if you've tried meditation before and found it frustrating, don't worry. There are many different approaches. The goal isn't to empty your mind completely, which is pretty much impossible anyway. It's simply to create a space where you can observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Try this simple meditation. Find a comfortable spot where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Then, just notice what's going on in your mind and body. What thoughts are popping up? What sensations do you feel? Don't try to change anything. Just observe. If your mind wanders, and it will, gently bring your attention back to your breath. Even just 5 minutes of this practice can help you tune into your inner world. Remember, self-reflection isn't about judging yourself or trying to fix anything. It's about getting to know yourself better, about listening to the whispers of your soul. It's a practice of curiosity and compassion. As you make space for this kind of introspection, you're laying the foundation for deeper alignment with your true self. And here's a beautiful thing about self-reflection. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. It's like building a muscle. At first, it might feel awkward or challenging. You might find your mind racing or feel unsure of what you're supposed to be doing. That's okay. Just keep showing up. Keep creating that space for yourself. Over time, you'll develop a stronger connection with your inner wisdom, making it easier to recognize when you're in alignment and when you've drifted off course. As you embark on this journey of self-reflection, be patient with yourself. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Some days you might have profound insights, Other days might feel mundane. It's all part of the process. The key is consistency, making self-reflection a regular part of your routine, just like brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. And remember, this practice of self-reflection isn't just about uncovering problems or things you want to change. It's also about recognizing and celebrating your strengths, your joys, your unique gifts. As you get to know yourself better, you might be surprised by the wisdom and resilience you discover within yourself. Let's talk about something we all have but don't always use: intuition. You know that gut feeling you get sometimes? That little voice inside that whispers, "This feels right," or "Something's not quite right here." That's your intuition, and it's a powerful tool for aligning with your soul. Think of intuition as your soul's GPS. It's not always logical, and it doesn't always make sense on paper, but it has a wisdom that goes beyond rational thinking. When you're aligned with your soul, this inner guidance system becomes clearer and stronger. So how do you start listening to your intuition? It starts with trust. We live in a world that values logic and reason, and sometimes we dismiss our hunches as silly or irrational. But here's the thing. Your intuition is drawing on a deeper well of knowledge than your conscious mind can access. It's processing all sorts of subtle information that you might not be aware of consciously. Try this. The next time you have a decision to make, big or small, take a moment to check in with your gut. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine each possible choice. Pay attention to how your body feels. Does one option make you feel light and expansed, while another makes you feel heavy or constricted? These physical sensations are often your intuition speaking to you. Another way to strengthen your intuition is to start noticing synchronicities in your life. You know those moments when you're thinking about someone and they suddenly call? Or when you keep seeing the same number everywhere? These might seem like coincidences, but they can often be signs that you're in alignment with your path. The more you notice these synchronicities, the more you'll trust your intuition. Remember, intuition isn't about being right all the time. It's about tuning into your inner wisdom and letting it guide you alongside your logical thinking. As you practice listening to your intuition, you'll find it becomes a valuable ally in your journey of soul alignment. Now we come to one of the most important aspects of aligning with your soul: living your truth. This means being authentically, unapologetically you. It sounds simple, but it can be one of the most challenging and rewarding parts of this journey. Living your truth means making choices that align with your values and desires, even when they're different from what others expect of you. It's about expressing your thoughts and feelings honestly, pursuing the things that light you up inside, and letting go of the need to please everyone all the time. This doesn't mean you should ignore others' feelings or responsibilities. It's about finding a balance between honoring your own truth and being considerate of others. Sometimes, living your truth might mean having difficult conversations or making choices that others don't understand. That's okay. Remember, you're not responsible for other people's reactions to your authentic self. Start small. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting when you usually stay quiet, or trying out a new hobby you've always been curious about but thought was too weird. Each time you honor your truth, you're strengthening your alignment with your soul. Living your truth also means being willing to change and grow. As you become more aligned with your soul, you might find that some of your old beliefs or habits no longer fit. That's a good thing. It means you're evolving. Be open to letting go of what no longer serves you and embracing new aspects of yourself as they emerge. Aligning with your soul isn't always smooth sailing. You might face challenges along the way, both internal and external. Let's talk about some common obstacles and how to overcome them. One big challenge is fear. Fear of change, fear of failure, fear of what others might think. This fear is normal. It's your brain trying to keep you safe in familiar territory. But growth happens outside your comfort zone. When fear comes up, acknowledge it. Thank it for trying to protect you. Then gently remind yourself that you're capable of handling change and that the potential for growth and happiness is worth the risk. Another obstacle can be the expectations of others. Family, friends, society. They all have ideas about how you should live your life. It can be hard to go against these expectations. Remember, though, that your life is yours to live. While it's important to consider others, Ultimately, you're the one who has to live with your choices. Surround yourself with supportive people who encourage you to be your authentic self. Sometimes, the biggest obstacle is our own self-doubt. That little voice that says, "Who do you think you are?" Or, "You're not good enough to do that." This is where self-compassion comes in. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a good friend. Remind yourself that you're worthy of living a life that feels true to you. Practical challenges might come up too. Maybe you want to make a career change to align with your soul's calling, but you're worried about finances. Or you want to dedicate more time to a passion project, but you're already stretched thin. These are real concerns, and they require practical solutions. Break big changes down into smaller steps. Look for creative ways to move towards your goals while still meeting your responsibilities. Remember, overcoming obstacles is part of the journey. Each challenge you face and work through is an opportunity for growth and deeper alignment with your soul. As we wrap up this exploration of aligning with your soul, let's take a moment to reflect on the journey ahead. Remember, this isn't about reaching a final destination. It's about embarking on a lifelong adventure of self-discovery and growth. Aligning with your soul is about tuning into your inner wisdom, embracing your authentic self, and making choices that resonate with your deepest truth. It's about living a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling to you, not anyone else. As you move forward, be patient with yourself. This process takes time. There will be moments of clarity and moments of confusion. Celebrate the small victories along the way. Each time you listen to your intuition, each time you honor your truth, you're strengthening your alignment. Remember the signs of alignment we talked about: increased energy, clearer decision-making, improved relationships, a sense of purpose, and inner peace. Keep an eye out for these in your life. They're signposts telling you you're on the right track. And when you face challenges, because you will, don't get discouraged. Each obstacle is an opportunity for growth. Trust in your ability to navigate these challenges. You have everything you need within you. Most importantly, keep listening to that quiet voice within. Your soul is always guiding you, even when the path isn't clear. Trust in your journey. Trust in yourself. You've taken the first step simply by engaging with these ideas. Now, I encourage you to take action. Start with small steps. Maybe it's setting aside a few minutes each day for self-reflection, or paying closer attention to your intuition, or making one small choice that feels true to you. Remember, the world needs people who are alive with purpose, who are in touch with their deepest truths. As you align with your soul, you become a light for others. Your authenticity gives others permission to be authentic too. So, take a deep breath. Feel the potential within you. Your journey of alignment begins now, and it's going to be beautiful.